Hi, welcome to Cuckoo Visual Treats. Today we are going to paint this beautiful watercolor painting of a standing boat at backwaters Alleppey, Kerala. So in 2009 I visited this place. So you can check my blog at my site about Alleppey 2009 under blogs. Okay, so I have sketched. I just forgot to turn on my video. I have done this sketching, small sketching. It is a simple sketch of this boat. So if you want to sketch, you can check the finished artwork, and based on that you can sketch. And also I have given ultramarine blue, some dark blue in the top. So a little bit wet on wet, that is done with a little bit wet on wet. There is a light blue in the bottom and dark blue in the top. So when you start coloring, applying colors, you don't have to give absolute dark colors in the beginning. We start with little medium tones. I traveled in this boat and I enjoyed eating kappa. So during 2009 Nehru boat race, I visited with my photography friends. So it's a basic color and there is a shadow color also I'm trying to use. So this is the shadow color with diluted, and sometimes it is a thick shadow color I use. I mix dark brown and dark blue, that's ultramarine blue and burnt umber to get that grey, dark grey. So some places I use a warm grey, some places I use cool grey. So left side of the boat has a good shadow, so that I'm trying to do. So there is a wash, light wash I have done with warm grey. Now cool grey I'm trying to use to make it more darker. So you can give a wash, let it dry, then after that you can add details. So at distance, there is going to be some trees that is more dilute, so it can have a little bit of blue and green mix that you can apply for the distant trees or bush. There is another boat nearby. I am just giving the base color, so once it dries then I'll add some details. So think about the base color, then adding details. And 2 steps or 3 steps, the layered approach would do very well. So a little bit of texture also I'm trying here with dry brush. As you see in the left side, so left side is of the boat getting darker and darker. So this path, the burnt sienna, so I'm trying to give the base color with the burnt sienna, then after that a little bit of touch with the burnt umber. So I mix very little red also here in that. So now trying to do the greens, the trees and greens, so you can have the variation and combination of yellow, then lemon yellow, then sap green plus blue, then shadow color. So all these you can apply. So you can see that I am going to apply all that, and when it is wet you always see the colors more darker. It may not be darker. Once it dries it might become lighter. So you can see the video once completely before trying. The second time then you can try. So this is not so dark. So when it dries, it will be a little lighter. So I would do another coat after that. So I would recommend 350 GSM paper. Even 450 GSM also quite good. So what I'm using is 450 GSM. So the variation of the tones is very important. Light and dark. So the reflection of the sky in the water. So that is one component in the water. The other component is the reflection of the boat in the water. The reflection of the sky in the water will be quite soft. So for that you can make the surface wet. Then after that you can apply the colors before it dries. That will be very nice. So after everything dries, then the reflection of the boat can be worked out. So here I'm trying a little bit of aqua color. So aqua color is kind of a mix of blue and sap green. The bottom almost it is quite darker. So in the right bottom, so I'm trying to use ultramarine blue again. That is a clear reflection of the sky. So in the edges you can make it soft and you can play with tones, light tone and dark tone. So that looks like the reflection of clouds and the sky and some shallow water with aqua color. So altogether it is always quite interesting to do the reflection in the water. So now the shadow color, now the dark blue and dark brown and a little bit of green also mixed. So this is darker shadow I'm applying for this boat. It's not very dark. There is a once it dries then you will understand. So I would do a second coat also, second layer also a little later. So these darker colors are, so that you need to do as a last layer generally. So they give wonderful depth. So you have to be little careful whenever you use darker tones and colors. So look at that, there is a small boat in the right side that is appearing lighter now after drying. The people know, making people in watercolor is very easy. The legs and dress, some color can work out, and the dark dot for the head. Now second layer, so I'm trying to give for the darker tone and some fine details, as if there are some fine details in the bush in the left side. So that I'm trying to work on. So right smaller boat, I'm trying to give the details. Some little bit of warm grey I'm trying to do the left side of the boat. I think my video contrast is more, so maybe the fine details we are missing. So I'm attempting to give another layer of darker tone. So once it dries, it becomes a little lighter, but that's why. So it's the third layer I'm trying to add for this. So in the edges, it should look like some leaves, edges of leaves. So keep that in mind when doing the strokes. So you can do a bit of lifting to show the edge of the boat. So I like to match the darker color, darker tone in the left where people walking. So I'm using number 7 flat brush. So so try to use a little bigger brush. Okay, so I'm done with this painting. Hope you enjoyed, and if you tried this, you can share with me. You can check out my website muralidharanalagar.com for all my artworks. So all the demos also you can see there, and I take art classes also. You can check out the details at my site. Have a good day, and if you're visiting for the first time, so kindly subscribe without fail. Thank you.